Good morning. Today I want to talk about co-parenting. There are mates that we have that for whatever reason the relationship did not work out, and children were a product of those relationships. Those children did not ask to be here. And they have two sides of them. They have the male and the female counterparts that created them during that process. Once that child has come into this earth, it is the responsibility of each parent to do the best that they can. And I recognize that some parents who may be more financially stable or successful than the other can condemn or throw shots because the other parent may not be doing to what their standard is now that things have changed. And it's amazing that when a parent is consistently paying child support and doing the best that he or she can, how so much judgment comes on counterparts, male or female. Everybody hopefully is doing the best that they can. And I just want to warn people, be mindful not to condemn people because they're not doing your standard. It's a reason that y'all not together no more, because y'all don't see eye to eye. Y'all do not attract each other as you once did. And because that attraction is no longer there, certain things just will not be agreed upon. And I charge and challenge you to agree to disagree. Respect boundaries. If what you're doing is not what the other parent is doing, and the child is not being put in harm's way, leave that parent alone. They're doing the best that they can. If you're not doing the best that you can, then step up to the plate. It is not your business who the other parent is seeing, what they doing with somebody else. Mind your business. And we can sometimes say that it's for the child's benefit, but you have to recognize, are you using it as a tool to attack? And what has been your record in the past in terms of co-parenting and dealing with people in the past? How have you used information that you've given? If you don't make a safe space for communicating, you're going to shut down the communication process. If you do not allow for the space to be healthy in the co-parenting relationship, it's going to be toxic. And just because the cuss outs and stuff don't occur, that doesn't mean it's not toxic, because you can make someone sick just by the questioning and the going in and the interrogation and the accusation and frustration of not getting your way, which is just manipulation. So co-parenting should be a space where people can communicate and feel safe to communicate. It's still a relationship as long as that child is being raised. And the more you allow a person to feel safe, the more they will communicate. And if you keep looking at and bringing up stuff that happened in the past, especially when it's no longer happening, then have you grown? Have you shown any area where you should be trusted? Co-parenting should take into account the interests of the child, and also try to meet those interests as best as possible. Also, we have to recognize both parents have to work. If a person has to pay child support, and especially if they got the risk of being put in jail because the state will take the license and all this other extreme stuff, put fines on people for late payment and this, that, and the other, then guess what? People gonna do what they gotta do to make sure that they're working and getting things done in a way that they stay a vital part of the child's life. And I don't want to harp on the negative, but I do want to say that there should be the ability to communicate in co-parenting relationships. There should be forgiveness and letting go, especially since you're not together anymore, to say, hey, we moved on from what was. Let's focus on these children who deserve the best. And at least hope that the other parent is doing the best, even when it doesn't meet your standard. That's the other child's identity. They identify with both parents. Don't tear down a co-parent in front of the child, or even put that out there. You address what the issue is, and you don't have to condemn just to or name call or make remarks, negative remarks, just because you're addressing the issue. The child feels it or senses it, even if it's not done in front of the child. You have to recognize there are spiritual connections out here and forces that are far supersede what we see in the natural or the physical. And when you allow your mouth to sow seed that attacks a part of your child, which is their other parent, that's your fault. That's your seed. Think about what you want and speak that over your child. And you can speak that over your mate, as long as it's God's will. So if it's not biblically supported, then don't speak it over that other co-parent. At the very least, you should want prosperity and peace for your child and other parent, because that will be reciprocated to the child. Speak blessings and not curses, and the child will receive the best. I pray for all co-parenting and parenting relationships so that you can recognize we can agree to disagree. We can learn the yin and yang of our personality so that this child can be a more complete person than we were and see more different. To see different sides of things versus just to see the differences or the anger and arguments in situations. Life is a marathon. Raising children is a limited time. So take time to learn what's best for the situation, minus the frustration. Learn the balance of grace, mercy, and truth in all your relationships. Raising children is no cookie cutter event, especially with a co-parenting situation. And if you got a parent that keeps on trying, cut them some slack. If all you do is say what they're doing wrong, don't expect a whole bunch of desire to want to be around or communicate or anything like that, because it's damaging and it's toxic. So I hope I've sown some seeds so that you can recognize that life is more than just your paradigm. And may you see more than you see, so you can be more than you were and have more than you did. God's will be done in Jesus' name.